Welcome to Daddio Patio, Crime Edition. Tonight we'll be talking about crimes we've committed, crimes committed against us, and crimes in human history. Saddle up. Peaches, you're going to start off tonight because you had the most recent criminal activity done against you.
Yeah, like 12 hours ago, criminal activity has been happening to me. All right. So wake up. All right. I just moved to the Central West End from South City. Living in South City, I was like right off Kings Highway in Chippewa. A lot of sketchy people walking around. Never had anything go, you know.
How long you been? You only been living there like a week and a half, right?
Yeah, a week total. So a week and some change. So I go out to my car. I was just gonna skate and drop off some money to the bank, and I open my car door and like immediately look up and just see glass everywhere. So I'm like, awesome. Fucking window busted in, and I was like looking around. I was like, oh, you know, and yeah, they just took change. Okay, like paycheck was there, like insurance cards, like checkbooks, like, you know, everything of like personal value. So I start skating down, get to the bank, and I'm like, man, something's not right. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I wonder if I left my school bag in there. I'm like, all right. So I start skating back, but on the way back, I see this fucking hawk, and his wingspan was about this big, so it's like a good 2.5, 3 foot span, standing over like a squirrel, just clenching it. And this thing is still alive. He's
Wait, the squirrel's still alive?
The fucking squirrel's still alive. He clenches it and looks at me, and then picks it up and flies away. I'm like, oh my god, that was fucking incredible. So I skated all the way back to my car.
Oh my god.
And I'm looking, I'm like, oh shit, I don't see my school bag. My school bag had everything I needed. Everything I needed for school, everything. It had my lookbook, just all my portfolio, everything I've done over the past, year I've been at school. So I go in my house, I'm fucking frantically looking around. Nothing. They took my shears, they took my sunglasses, and they took a shirt. But mainly they got
what kind of shirt would they take? Man.
Dude, it was I'm a small guy, and they took a small shirt. I don't see any
Do you see someone walking around with that shirt on?
Yeah, I'm gonna instantly stab them right in the eyes.
There's no way they're not gonna sell it or give it to, why are they gonna keep that? That's a total. If you see that shirt, you know it's them.
Yeah, exactly.
They identify themselves.
Or those sunglasses. I'll see them, but
they both at the same time. You know it's gotta be all right.
Dude, yeah, they took my shears, man. And I never have come close to a heart attack in my life. It was so terrifying.
We do have a caller somehow right now.
Are you talking?
Yeah. All right.
Caller, you are on.
You're on. Hello.
Here's about crime, right?
Yeah, we're talking about crime.
Say that again?
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yeah, I hear you now.
We're talking about crime. Do you have any crime stories?
I've got a few crime stories. Now, I'm no criminal, but I feel
well, that makes one of us.
Vandalism. I mean, it's not so much vandalism, but it's just the petty stuff that I've done.
All right. Go for it.
All right, well, fucking tell us.
All right, okay. Well, it was the last night of summer going into my freshman year of college, and I was with this buddy of mine, and we were just walking around a neighborhood, and I had my pocket knife set on me. So I've never done it before, but I've always wanted to. So we ended up switching license plates on cars and stuff, and picking up mail. What?
I just said, "Whoa, that's crazy." I would never think to do that.
They're not going to notice that shit.
I would never notice.
Okay.
I only look at my license plate if I have to remember it for riding on something. I still don't remember my license plate.
I have no.
It's got a 0 and an O in it.
I'm just gonna get it tattooed. Just tattooed on me, so I'll never forget.
Yeah, we started switching license plates, and then, if you unscrew the cap of the car tires and you poke in the needle, you let all the air out. We did that. And,
you're a jerk, man.
Basically...
Yeah, we actually have the police with us right now.
You're going down.
You're gone. Put them on the list. All right, go ahead.
Catch me if you can. And then we started picking up mailboxes and just setting them in the neighbors' yards and stuff like that. And petty stuff like that. But other crime things, I've stolen some street signs and given them to my grandparents.
Did you give them to them as Christmas gifts or Hanukkah gifts?
What?
Did you give him as a religious offering to him?
Oh no. There's one that had those same woods in it, so I gave it to my grandparents.
All right. Any grand heists? Do you have like an Ocean's 11 story?
Ooh, like fights with people?
No, heists. With an H?
Oh, heist. No,
Yeah.
grand heist, no.
What's your grandest crime?
What?
What's the grandest crime you've ever committed?
The greatest crime, really I don't have much crimes besides that little vandalism stuff, but there was one summer before I had my license, me and my friends were riding around on our bicycles, and we ended up going to this Dollar Tree, and we bought a lot of supplies, then it started pouring down rain outside, so then, you know how the Dollar Trees, they got stuff on the racks outside, but we took stuff and super soakers from there, and had a water fight outside in the pouring rain.
I wonder how angry they get over that, Mike. Are they like,
Yeah.
dang it?
They
took
the
our-
Dollar Tree, I don't know how angry they would get.
Each of those super soakers is worth like -5 cents. Like, they're so cheap. That's why they put them outside. They want them to be stolen.
I'm like,
But-
please, you're free.
Well, yeah, man. That's pretty criminalistic. You're going to hell forever.
We'll all be there.
Yeah, I hope not.
But thanks for calling. We'll talk to you later, bud.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on the Daddio patio.
You
We
bet, man.
love you. So I guess I shoplifted recently, but it's something totally stupid. I just had a last minute Halloween shopping. I just needed glasses for my costume, so I went to a Target and popped the frames out of some glasses, and I was like, these will work. But they're like $15, and I was already spending $15 on like underwear I didn't need, because like I needed whitey tidies for the costume too. I was Walter White from the first episode of Breaking Bad, so I needed whitey tidies, and they only came in a 9-pack. Like, it's the least amount I can get. So I bought 9 whitey tidies when I only needed 1. And I'm never gonna wear these again. And I'm like, that's enough for me to justify stealing $15 worth of sunglasses I'm never gonna wear ever again. So yep, I was a thief for Halloween.
This is the most
Son of a
recent
bitch.
criminal thing I've done is I sped through a school zone. Yeah. Freaking, it was like, I guess they increased it by like 15 miles or they lowered it by 15 miles an hour, and I was going like 45 and like a 25 or some shit. Total bullshit, but
Anybody hurt?
I ran over a couple school kids.
It wasn't a school zone, it was a playground.
Yeah, just straight on through them, you know?
Excuse me, sir, do you know how fast you're going? Oh, I thought I was only going 25. Well, yeah, that's true, but this is a playground.
Dude, they're all...
This is a kickball game.
They're getting off the bus in a line, and the line just went on way too long for my patience, so I just ran through the last stragglers.
Straight through the line.
Yeah, I can't take it
Long
anymore.
way.
I gotta go get my fucking McMuffin from McDonald's now.
You just want to hear their bones crunch.
Oh my god, you're sick. But yes,
If they're getting out of a bus in time for you to get a McMuffin, there's something fishy about that anyway.
yes.
That's not a time people get out of a bus.
Oh yeah.
They close out at 10:30.
Damn, dude, you really thought that through. You destroyed that joke. It's over.
Boom.
I
Dude,
was saying they deserve it.
well, in the morning they get off their bus.
Yeah, no.
I'm talking about they get off the
After
bus,
school,
releases
I
them
guess?
in
All
the
right.
street, which doesn't make sense either. In the street in front of the school.
It was a field trip bus.
There you go,
Okay,
dude.
I can
Field
get
trips.
behind that.
Get across the street. That's the trip right there.
You guys ever ran past the little flippy stop sign that they put out on the bus? You know what I'm talking about? That like you can't pass them.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I've never done that.
I've done it a couple times. So it's kind of rebellious, feeling rebellious.
Dude,
Ran right past it.
Dude, every day after high school, I would go over to my girlfriend at the time's house, and like every day I would wind up getting to our neighborhood around like 3:30 when all the school buses were out, and like I would be stuck behind them for so long. So like it got to a point where they just didn't matter, and I would like swerve around them, and everybody hated me, but I was like, fuck it, I paid my dues.
I was that shitty kid trying to dodge
I did
the
this
speeding
shit.
car.
Did this shit every day.
Dude, every Saturday on the way down, I work at Infinity on Saturday and Sunday mornings, and like now it's like a 30-minute commute down to South County. But I always have a beer with me on 44. Dude, any errand you have to do in the morning, any time of the day. Just get yourself a beer, you know? It's good. It's good driving.
It's good advice.
There's 40 ounces are banned in this part of the city, or I'd just be getting 40s and driving around.
Why I guess they're weapons, kind of.
I
Yeah,
don't
people
know.
will
I think
club
there's
each
something
other
with
in the
the
head.
glass in the streets.
I've never used them as a
Yeah, but
weapon. I've only
There's
used
way more.
pop.
There's
You
way
do it
more
at
glass in
12.
a 12-pack. Yeah.
I've only used 40 ounces as a dispenser for me to get drunk and as a toilet after I'm drunk.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all they're there for.
Pop it in there,
Don't be rude. Don't be
fill
rude
it
and
up, and then
smash
you
it.
throw it.
Dude,
Oh, is
Piss
that what you
40.
do?
Yeah, throw the piss 40.
Dude, the top of a 40 is like the most delicious thing in the world, and the bottom is piss. Total piss. Unless you're just pounding it, then
Well,
you don't even taste it anyway.
you drink it down to the label, and then you fill it up with orange juice, and then it's a beer mosa, and it's
Whoa.
delicious all the way through.
Holy shit, I never even thought about that. That's so good.
A beer most. I didn't even know that was real.
That's the thing.
Dude, I
Not
had
a
this
fan.
It's lovely.
buddy Travis, like, you know, you know the Edward 40 hands. He did Edward Growler hands, where he had a Schlafly Pale Ale, like, duct taped to one hand, and then Schlafly's Barley Wine, which is like a 10% alcohol beer. And he finished the barley wine and got all the way down to like this much of the pale ale before
Like
he
a-
passed out and pissed himself.
Like a centimeter to the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing with the game is I feel like the hard part is you have to pee yourself. I don't care about not having like fine motor.
How is that hard? How is it
don't
just?
have to
I was
pee
cutting
yourself.
loose, just hard. I feel like it's the easiest thing in the world to pee in your pants.
Prepared. You gotta wear elastic, man.
Or it depends. Ooh, elastic pants.
Yeah,
I never
and you
thought of
just pull them down.
Jesus, when would I ever do that?
Next Daddio Patio,
Dude.
we're all playing Edward.
You should, man. I used to do it all the
We
time.
can't answer the phone, or like we can't stop recording.
Never
Our
stop
nose
recording.
will, you know, our nose will.
Yeah, it'll be a bonding experience.
Yeah, man.
That's how the
Once
episode will end.
I finish, I smash the bottles over my head, just smash them together, and let the glass rain down upon me.
That'd be the greatest ending
That's
ever, dude. Dude, just the end credits to your life can just happen after that. Just a freeze frame of your face covered in like shattered glass.
Directed by Collin Slipper.
smiling.
Dude, like the end of every John Candy movie where he smiles at the screen and then freezes with his twinkling eyes.
I wish that's how every day. I wish I ended every day that way. The last thing you see before you go to sleep is John Candy's smiling face, and then you just fall asleep.
Dude, that'd get like annoying after a while. Like, I'm sick of this.
Making lasagna. just looking at you. Like winking.
Man,
John Candy, what a guy.
I know, dude.
That
Dude,
is
Planes,
shit.
Trains, and Automobiles is one of my favorite movies, for sure.
I'm gonna put a picture of him in the top of my casket.
Closed casket and just have him up there.
So-
Just have a
look at him
mold
forever.
over your corpse of John Candy, so it's John Candy in the casket.
So your body slowly.
People go up to like pay their last like respects to you, and they're like, oh, they look at it's John Candy. You're like, what the fuck, John Candy? I thought I went to Van Sant's funeral.
The casket just closes and you're like nose to nose with John Candy.
Oh, you mean he's in the top
Yeah,
thing?
like,
Well, what? Are you still alive in the casket? Oh, look who's joining
we've
us.
got a
Andy.
caller. We've
It's-
got a caller.
Andy's stupid, dumb face. Andy,
Hey.
what is your problem?
Hey,
You're out.
I did my train and I had to wait forever to get another one. Are you guys recording right now?
Yes,
Yeah,
we
dude,
are.
we're about 14 minutes deep into this shit.
Is that a joke?
No. Dude, you're like half hour late. Radio silence. We called you like 19 times, and then finally we're like, hey,
Because I'm
fuck it.
underground, man. I'm on the train. I'm actually about to go underground again, but I'm only 2 stops away from my stop. So as soon as I get off on my stop, which should be like 5 minutes, I'll call you back and we'll resume the show.
Hey, either commit a crime or be the victim of one, so we have something to talk about.
Actually, hey, dude, I'm drinking a beer on the train right now, which is completely illegal, and I just announced that to everybody, so I'm committing a crime. But
Dude,
I'm
put your,
service, so
So there's your crime, and then just make it really easy for yourself to get raped, and then you're a victim of a crime, and then you do both.
And then stab somebody with that beer can, sharpen it down,
Stab the rapist.
And then
stab the rapist after he rapes you.
and then push your thumbs in the cop's eye.
I'll
He
call
comes to
guys
help
back
you.
in a second. I'll call you guys back in a second.
Okay,
All right.
you got it. He's underground flying through New York City like a mole person on a subway.
Dude, there are mole people in New York.
Is that true?
Yeah.
What do you mean, like?
We already talked about this. It's called
They live in abandoned
Dark
subways.
Days. Yeah, Dark Days. These people eat rats and stuff under the subways.
I didn't good protein, you know.
I feel like we should have a punishment every time someone burps on this show.
No way, dude.
Like public execution via live stream.
Just chainsaw beheading.
I got any more crime stories?
Yeah, I mean, dude.
No, fresh out.
Yeah, well, no.
I mean, I've done
Love
shit.
people.
I mean, I've committed a lot of crimes when I'm like drunk. Like, freaking. I was at Mizzou. Like, this is around the time when I did cocaine. And freaking, dude, I kicked down, I kicked down the door at like the black fraternity there, and just like walked into their like house and stuff. I'm like, hey everybody, and like, dude, like they all just rushed me. They all were instantly about to kick my ass, and my older brother like double hooked armed me and pulled me out. I guess that's not really a crime; that's just an incident. But what else?
You almost committed a hate crime.
Yeah, breaking and entering.
You're
Freaking
in an area with a lot of black people. I'm sure there's a crime taking around the area. Woo!
Man, totally racist.
Racism hurts.
We need that message where it's like, the views reflected on this program aren't necessarily the views of all parties involved.
Except Collin.
That's not how I feel at all.
Collin's the only racist.
That was
one.
Collin's
I'm
words.
just trying
There have
to
been-
make, some shock jokes that people take unawares.
My wife is black.
There have been times where like I walked home from like a party, and I had to like go through like the backs of neighborhoods, and I would like jump fence after fence, and I finally just got tired of jumping fences, so I just like just break them down, and just crunch them down, and just crawl through and stuff, and like I left like just a hole of like 10 fences.
I probably
Dude.
thought it was like a stupid dog.
Was it you that drove in the middle of somebody's yard?
Oh yeah, dude. That was around Christmas time. Freaking, we were at some party, and God Almighty, my friends were leaving the party, and I had just left, and they said they fucking saw me, like they were driving, and I drove out of somebody's backyard in front of, like I drove, and then I stopped my car and just rolled down the window and laughed at them, and then I had like tinsel and like Christmas decorations all over the front of my car, and then I just drove off into the woods, like into my car. And, dude, I fucking crushed, like, so many Christmas reindeer out of people's, like, front yards and stuff. I had tinsel in the front of my car for, like, a year and a half. Dude, that was a lot of fun.
You just roll your window down and laugh and
It was,
drive
dude,
back into the woods.
because, dude, when do you do that, man? You're always just sticking to your, like, neighborhood streets. You never just drive through people's fucking yards and stuff. Like, it was awesome, man.
Dude, it's like when we would go to Talker's house, there used to be, like, the road,
Yeah.
Because, there's, like, an out jut of, like, grass.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
there's, like, a curve, so you could take the actual street, or you could just take the road and just go straight through.
Wait, I know what you're talking about. Is this like
It's by, like, that big green field.
is
By
this,
Phillips.
is this like around like
Telegraph.
Butler? Oh, Telegraph. Never mind. We had a road like that where like curved around. There's like just a grass you just drive through. So of course we just drive through it, and there'd be like tons of tire marks in it. Eventually they got pissed and put like a bunch of giant rocks in
Yeah,
there.
that's what they did here.
This is crazy that
Man.
two people have the
They
same
put a
idea.
big boulder there.
Just one boulder.
There's
That-
another
that
time-
didn't stop me.
There's another time I was walking home from a party, and freaking, I saw like a neighborhood sign. It was my friend's neighborhood sign, and it was like his birthday the next day. So I called him. It's like 4 a.m. I'm like, hey, you want your neighborhood sign for your birthday? He's like, I don't care. And he just hung up. So I just freaking just broke the freaking sign in half, and I was gonna like take it. It's still broken in half. Like I guess I see it every time I go to my parents' house. It's still there, and yeah. I wonder how much that's worth.
Did you give it to him?
Freaking, I'm carrying it home, and I think that the cops are after me all of a sudden, so I fucking just throw it in the woods near me, and like freaking just like run home, and like a couple months later we went and retrieved it and like used it for like firewood. But, dude, it was yeah, just a ridiculous thing that happened.
Dude, that'd be a good gift.
Freaking, I feel like I've done more serious crimes than this. Than murder, but.
I broke into Rothman Furniture.
Oh yeah, dude, you're a felon.
And I got charged with like second-degree felony, but we got it down to I got it down to nothing.
Like,
I got down to literally nothing.
like littering.
No, just literally nothing.
Like, you're charged with literally nothing.
Like,
Like,
it didn't happen.
My lawyer just like kept putting it off and putting the court date off, and then putting it off again, and then it'd come around, they'd put it off again. And eventually, there's like whatever. There's like let it go.
whoa.
Not worth it.
My lawyer's like a genius. I think. I don't even think that's illegal. I feel like he committed a crime. He's probably in jail, and I'm free.
No, but go on and tell the story. I want...
Oh, one of our friends, I don't want to like throw people's names out there. because I don't know if it's resolved for everybody. I guess it has to be if mine's the last one to get resolved. Anyways, our friend, we were drunk walking home from a bar and we passed this Ralph furniture, and he's like, I wonder if I can open that door. Ooh.
Keep going.
Yeah. He's like, I wonder if I can open that door with just a credit card.
Hey, Colin's telling a story. Don't say anything.
And so it miraculously opened. We're like, shit, we have to get deeper into this. So we're trying to like open the garage door by like wedging a stepladder into it and trying to open it that way. And the cops came, and I had no idea. I was still inside. We were like in the loading dock area, and two of our friends went around the back to see if there was another way in, and they got caught by the cops. And then we just didn't know what happened to them, so we just like walked home. Like we didn't even run home from the cops. We just kind of like walked casually, and then played Mario Kart. And then we found out that they got caught. And then there's a big deal that the cops will trick you. Here's a lesson for everybody.
Yeah, they'll pitch you against each other.
Actually, like, they tell you not to say anything. Literally don't say anything to the cops, ever. Like, they'll trick you. They'll, like, make it sound like someone said something. They'll just, like, fish for things. They'll be like, well, security cameras caught this. There's no security cameras ever. They'll just try to get a confession from you.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's case closed if they do that. Like, if they get one confession, it's like, that's all they need. Saves them a lot of time.
Apparently, burglary, you can only get charged for if the cop actually sees you in there, if there's camera footage of you being in there, or a confession. So, like, I could have just not said anything and been freed. Them, too. They weren't inside at all. They were just like, we walked past there, and that was already like that.
So did you kill the rat? Did you kill the rat?
Let's just say he's in hiding. Let's just say no one knows where he is.
Man.
Unless you look at him on Facebook.
Hey,
It's right there. He's in California.
just find him and shoot him in the foot with a golden PP7. Do it,
That's instant death.
Oh, instant death.
Andy,
Shoot his toenail off.
you got
I'm holding PP7.
you got some crime for us, Andy?
Well, the worst crime is to fucking be late to my favorite show in the world. God damn it!
Yeah, that's 2 life sentences, 23 lethal injections, and
It really should be, man. Because Daddio Patio is my lifeblood, and now I'm fucking late. It's looking like an idiot. How late am I?
I'd say 23 minutes.
Almost an hour and a half late.
Dude, 23 minutes. See, I can...
oh yeah, you're an hour and a half late for
I can
recording.
find time.
Sorry, man. I got fucked by trains.
It was the train's fault. They just ran out of schedule.
I laughed because I thought he got fucked.
No,
by
man.
Dude, Andy, what
I
about...
missed the train by, like, footsteps. Like, when we got to the train station, it was, like, going away, and then the next one wasn't for 10 minutes, and then because of that, we got to the next one we had to switch to, and that one wasn't for 18 minutes, so I got fucked. Like, I would have been there so fast, but...
You should just jump on the train, Spider-Man style, and ride it.
Dude, Andy, remember that crime you committed on the subway when I first got there? The second time? You know what I'm talking about?
First got there the second
What was
time.
that? What crime?
It was like you put your feet up on the chair or whatever.
Yeah, when I was waiting to go pick up Lance from the airport, I put my feet up on one of the other chairs on the subway, and I was wearing like a trench coat and sunglasses, and I had my hood up, and I was like listening to music really loud and stuff. So like, they probably just thought I was a criminal, which like they're pretty right. I do a lot of stuff that's not legal, but so they pulled me off the train and like searched me. And, like, they gave me a $50 ticket for having my feet up. But, like,
What? Really?
they were asking me,
Listen for
they
the
were
reason.
asking me what I did for a living. And, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm in the Screen Actors Guild. I just work on movies for a living. And, when I told the guy that, I was watching him write out the ticket. And right after I said that, in the job part, he wrote unemployed, like, in all caps.
Oh, my God.
Like, right in front of me. Like, I was just watching him write unemployed.
You know what gave him, like, the greatest
Ridiculous.
sense of joy?
Yeah.
He's like, I got him. Dude, they did it because you were making the subway dirty, right? The same
Yeah,
subway that
because,
has piss puddles just, like, swishing around.
On the ticket it says causing unsanitary conditions, which is like impossible if you've ever been on a New York City subway.
Oh my God.
Like, anything you do on there, I could urinate all over and it would clean it. It would make it cleaner.
Dude, it really would, man. Like, there's just shit. There's shit
everywhere.
Dude, like if you touch anything, there's a thick film. Dude, like whenever I come home to St. Louis, that's the first thing I notice. Whenever I spend a couple days there, I'm like, dude, my face and hands feel like really nice, and it's because they're interacting with the real air, not the dead subway air in the fucking bottom of the city depths. I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
Dude, I remember I was on a party bus one time, and I got thrown out of a bar as usual. Like, whenever I go on party buses, I'm too ridiculous.
As usual.
And I was pissed, so I, like, went around back, and they had, like, a big, like, speaker going, playing music for everybody to dance to, and I just reached through the chain link fence and grabbed the cord at the back and just ripped it out, and I fucking just ran away. Just cut off all their music. And then I fucking I trampoline jumped on every seat in the bus and just crushed the seats through the metal frame, and like they were all destroyed. And the poor bus driver, he's sitting there looking straight. He didn't know until everybody was off, and I was already out into the night, never to be seen again. But
Lance, did you already tell the story about how? Well, were you there tonight when we all got tickets for playing Nerf guns or whatever?
no, I wasn't there.
Oh, well, did anyone, I guess nobody told that story. Like,
Nope.
One night we decided, this is when we were partying all the time at Upstairs Lounge, so we were like, oh, dude, let's just have, like, an innocent night. So we all,
An innocent
it was
night?
19 of us, we'd all went to Rogers Elementary, and we decided to play, like, tag and Nerf guns and stuff. And we didn't have any alcohol or weed or anything in any of our cars, and, like, as soon as we started playing Nerf guns, like 3 cops pulled up and sat us all on the curb and like searched all our cars and everything. And they gave us all trespassing tickets, and we had to do 8 hours of community service for it. And I never paid my fees, and I did my 8 hours, but really I did like 30 minutes at a church I used to go to, just like spraying plants with water, and then they wrote a letter for me. But like, so I turned all that in, but I never paid my fees. And so I went to London, because this was like days before I went to London. And so for 5 months while I was in London, I had a warrant out for my arrest in the United States. I was an international fugitive for playing Nerf guns in a parking lot for 5 months. Which is fucking awesome.
So do you still have a warrant?
I ran from the law internationally. I'm a global criminal. And it's all for having fun, and that's such a great...
Dude, you got one guy, like, looking for you. He's been looking for you for years. He's like a private investigator. He's got all these like files and papers around his room. Like, where the fuck is this guy? He's like your arch nemesis. Someday I'm gonna get him.
He has a bulletin board. He has a bulletin board with like pictures and like pins that are like connected with yarn. Different colors of yarn.
Dude, it's like it's Tom Hanks
So like
in Catch Me
London
If
to
You Can.
Missouri to New York and like all the places. Ridiculous.
You made my house a hotspot then, man.
Dude, freaking Schleicher just moved right below where he used to live.
Did he really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you picked a bad time.
My God, that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Moved in like last week.
Something that reminded me. Jesus, Andy, cut that shit out. Okay.
What if he was being like attacked? We didn't even
I don't care.
give him a chance to say anything.
Prime episode. The thing that you said, did you pull the plug out of the speakers, or did you pull the wire out
I
of the
ripped
speakers?
the biggest, fattest cord out of the back of it.
So, like, you did damage to it, do you think? Or did you just like...
I think I just unplugged it. I don't think I ripped anything.
I don't know, that just reminded me. Because that's probably the most awkward thing is when the music just stops, because everyone's just like, what happened?
Yeah, it just breaks all their vibe. Like, they're all in their super drunk little orb of drunk happiness dancing.
My friend Connor, who you've met, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Connor, he's got glasses?
Yes.
Yeah.
So he was at a pool, and like it was him and Billy and a bunch of other friends he had, and they're at a pool, and he was like, they brought a big boombox they plugged in. They were like playing like music and stuff, and he fell asleep like at the pool, and his friends were just like, let's just leave him here. So they like left, and he woke up completely sunburned, like so red.
Damn.
Like so red that like he said he looked up and looked around and like he saw like a woman like nudge like a guy next to her and like was like pointing at him and was like, look at that sunburn. And like he like got up and everyone was looking at him and there's music and stuff and he had to like, it was his boombox so he had to unplug it. So then everyone who wasn't looking at him was definitely looking at him now. And he's gonna walk home like that.
God.
Dude, actually, I just remembered a time, I used to work at Dollar Tree in Arnold, which was, like, absolutely terrible. But, like, I worked at Dollar Tree in Arnold, and, like, when you drive back to South County from Arnold, there's a place where there's, like, it's, like, the speed limit's, like, 30 or something, but you can easily go, like, 60 without realizing it. So I was doing that one night, and, I was going, like, way past the speed limit, and I would have been, like, fucked if I got in trouble. And I saw a cop pull out with his lights on, like, way behind me. So I saw it in my rearview mirror, and I made, like, the first right I could, and then I made another right, like, into a driveway in like, this trailer park or something, in Arnold. And I turned my car off, and I got out of my car, and I just, like, laid down in the bushes in, like, strangers, like, it was, like, near a stranger's trailer. And I watched the cop car, like, speed past with the lights and sirens on, and I was like, holy shit. And I sat there for, like, 5 minutes making sure they didn't come back, and then I got back to my car, and I just, like, sped home. So I never got in trouble for that, and it was great. It was, like, a total adrenaline rush. It was awesome.
Dude, nobody saw you in the bushes or, like, was out?
No, you didn't even turn down the right street. Like, 'cause he saw me make a right, and then I made an immediate another right. So, like, he made the first right that I made, and then he kept going straight. So he never saw where I actually went. So it was totally unnecessary for me to even get out of the car. But
Recently,
yeah, it was great.
Lance and I got drunk at a bar, and on the way home, he decided to ding-dong ditch a bunch of people drunk.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude, that's living,
The
okay?
ultimate rush.
It really is. And, dude, these are, like, small, like, Germanic houses, man. There was, like, one room in the whole... Because they could have just, like, 2 steps to their front door from out of their bed.
It's an Amish town we were ding-dong ditching. We installed a doorbell into their house while they were sleeping and rang it in the left.
Dude, if I go to jail for ding-dong ditching, I don't even care.
They probably wouldn't put it together that means someone's at the door. They'd just be confused.
Dude, yeah, their brains would just explode. Like, they wouldn't even wake up. They'd just be in bed next to each other, and both their skulls would shatter.
You said that you have a double homicide there.
Oh, shit. Didn't think of that. Dude,
another time we ran from the cops
Double duty.
actually was when I was like 14. We went to this quick trip on Lindbergh, and there was these 2 handrails, and Ian and I were trying to skate it, and his brother Charlie took us to the handrails so that we could skate it or whatever. And this guy came out and was like saying we couldn't skateboard there and stuff, and Charlie was just like, "Oh, all right, that's fine, we'll leave." And then we didn't leave; we just kept skating it. And then the guy came out and was like yelling at Charlie, and he was like, "I'm gonna call the cops. I have like your license plate number and everything." And Charlie was like, "Oh, you don't have to look on my car for it. I'll just read it to you." And he told him his license plate number while this dude like wrote it down or whatever. And then like we heard sirens coming, so we all like he was like, "Guys, everybody get in the car," and we all got in the Jeep, and he like sped down Lindbergh and like turned into it. He did like the same thing that I did. Like this is probably the reason I did this after Dollar Tree was because I saw Charlie Edlin Jr. do this move like when we were kids. And he like sped into the subdivision and made a left, and then he made a left into someone's driveway and he parked, and we all just ducked, and then like the cops went by or whatever. But that was the first time we ran from the cops, and yeah, it was great. Dude, it's such an adrenaline rush to run from the cops. Like if you ever ran from the cops in your life, like you should do it.
Dude, me and Dan Auer ran from the cops. We were drinking up at Rogers, and like with some other people, and all the other people left, and then we were just drinking, and the cops came, and we were like,
dude,
shit.
Rogers always ends in crime, man.
Dude, he was just like, nature trail. It was like this like nature trail like in the back that we both remembered from like when we were in elementary school, and like so we both just took off for it like while the cops were coming up, and like we got into the trees, and like they had their flashlights shining in the trees and stuff, and like Dan's like shirt, he's wearing like his work shirt and stuff, and he like I guess he was like hunched over or something, and like it just like ripped like his whole shirt just like ripped in half while he was just hunched over like hiding from the cops, dude. Like I tried so hard not to laugh, and they just fucking took our beer. We had like a 30-pack, and they just took the whole like what was left of it and went away. But we got away.
Oh, dude! Actually, the other night I I was waiting for a train in Bedside in Brooklyn, and there was like nobody around, so I just kept like I was skateboarding up and down the platform, which was like indoors, and obviously I wasn't supposed to do it. And so I went back and forth like 3 or 4 times, and then all of a sudden when I was coming back, there were 2 dudes standing there, and they like I had my headphones on, and they like waved for me to stop and showed me like their belt, and he had like a badge on or whatever. And the first guy was like, he was like, hey, you know you're not supposed to be doing this? And I was just totally honest with him. I didn't want to be like an asshole or anything. I was like, yeah, I did. I was doing it anyway. Like, I was just like being honest with him or whatever. And he was like, have you ever been arrested? And I was like, yeah, once for when I was playing Nerf guns in Missouri. And they like took me over to this bench and like sat me down, and they like asked for my IDs, and I like showed them both my IDs, like my Missouri and New York one and stuff. And we were like messing with the holograms on it and stuff. And we were all just like laughing together, and they like ran my ID and saw that I like didn't have any warrants or anything. And then they were like, well, hey, we're gonna go get something from the vending machine. We're gonna go get a Twix. Do you want anything? And I was like, no, dude, I like Snickers anyway. And then like the other guy was like, he was like, yeah, I like Hershey's with almonds. And I was like, yeah, dude, I feel like when you get older, you know, you start to like shit like that. You know, you like more candy. And like, we were just talking about that. We were like, yeah, you know, when you get older, you appreciate the simple things and stuff like that. And then they started walking away to go to the vending machine. And the one guy was like, well, hey, stay off that skateboard. It's a $150 fine. And I was like, well, dude, you just caught me doing it. Like, aren't you going to write me a ticket? And he stopped and he goes, do you want me to? And I was like, no, not at all. And he was like, all right, well, enjoy your ride home. And then they just walked upstairs and, like, went to the vending machine. Like, I'd never got in trouble for it at all. Like, I just didn't care. But it's so weird. Like, we were just pretty much just dudes hanging out. Like, it's pretty cool.
Speaking of, like, skating in, like, the subways of New York, there was a skate video that they just put, like, a 5-minute montage of nothing but subway skating. Like, it's pretty incredible. It's called Tengu.
Yeah, like them hitting the benches and stuff, like in the cars. That shit's crazy.
No, like in and out of the subway. Like it would stop open, and they would do a line throughout it. And then there's one guy that gaps the entire like over all the tracks.
Yep. That's at 145th Street. That's the station I live at, or I used to live at. I just moved away from there. But that's in Harlem at 145th Street, down on the track for the D. Like I look at that like every day.
You know, I was just thinking about was what if that cop found when you were driving away from the cop and you like made 2 rights and then got out. What if that cop just found your car with no one in it? Like, what would he do? To be like, this car just
I don't know, man. I wonder if he would just look around for me, or if it would get like intense and there'd be like helicopters and stuff. Like,
dude, that's
probably when they call the helicopters.
No matter what you're doing, just duck in your car and you'll get away from the cops. Cops only look for a head in the car. If they don't see it, they keep going. So even if you're driving, they'll think it's in cruise control.
Dude, that's the best advice I've ever heard. It's completely true.
Or like you sit in the back of your car and they pull you over and then you're just like, I'm confused.
My guy,
the driver left.
The guy got on and left. He ran.
Or just give him a ticket. You're arrested.
Citizen arrest him.
We were in, it was like the summer between high school and college, and we went to, there was this kid we knew whose, like, grandpa owned a warehouse, like, out in, like, right 270 in Gravely or something. Anyway, he, like, owned a warehouse, and, like, he had, like, a party in it, so you would pull in.
Whoa.
Like, you'd pull your cars in.
I think I was at this party.
Maybe.
This is so weird. No, it has to be the same one.
You would pull your cars into the garage.
Man, was I there? I was there, right?
Yeah, I think we were skateboarding in there.
Yeah, we went together, I think.
And we played beer pong, and we were, like, sitting down shooting. Was that you?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, besides the point. So the cops wound up coming to the door, and, like, the guy was like, all right, the cops are outside. Everybody got in their car, and they, like, opened a garage door on the other side of the warehouse, and we all, like, Fast and the Furious stood out of there and, like, zoomed off while he, like, talked to the cops at the other door.
I was driving.
What?
That was awesome.
I was driving that night.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Like, we, like, totally escaped and, like, zoomed out of there and, like, parked across the street until we heard, like, what was going on. And, like, nobody got caught.
I was at a different warehouse party then.
Man, Sant, you remember when we were riding bikes home drunk from that one girl's house and the cops stopped us because you put all the cones in the road?
Yeah, and Fingerhut had beer in his backpack and didn't get in trouble for it.
You should tell that story. That's genius.
I think
Yeah,
I've
you
told
just
that
did.
before on Daddio.
Yeah, well, basically, Van Sant put all the cones in the road up to where we were, and then the cops pulled us over, and, like, every cone was in the road except for where we were, and then past where we were, none of the cones were in the road. And the cops were like, hey, did you put all these cones in the road? And Van Sant was like, no. I mean, they, like, searched our bags, and we had a bunch of beer, and, like, some of us were underage and stuff, and, like,
We were all
they didn't care at
underage.
all. They didn't do their job at all. Like, none of them cared. Like, they were just, which I'm glad they didn't because we didn't get in trouble, but...
Dude, that's a good cop. That's a good cop.
I've never been given a second chance by a cop ever.
You just say no.
Dude,
to
I get
Luigi?
second chances
No.
all the time. I got pulled over I got pulled over in St. Louis, and I did get a ticket for taillight that was like, this cop pulled me over. Last time I was in St. Louis, I was there for like 10 days, and I had not driven in so long, and this cop pulled me over, and he was like, son, do you know your brake light's out? And I was like, actually, I have no idea. I live in New York, and I haven't driven this car in like 6 months, and it's my mom's car. And he was like, well, where are you going? And I was like, I just went to McDonald's, and I'm bringing it to my grandma's house. So, like, seriously, all my excuses were, like, perfect. But he still wrote me a ticket or whatever for a burnt-out taillight. But I never have weed on me, but I happen that someone gave me a bag of weed just the night before, just for free. So I happen to have it in my coat. And so I was, like, so nervous the whole time I was talking to him because I had a bag of weed in my coat. So it's, like, actually good that I got off with only a freaking taillight ticket or whatever.
Dude, I'm always the one that gets like pulled to the side for like being like searched at airports and stuff.
Really?
Like, yeah, oh yeah. They pull me out and they're like, you. They
You
point
look like a criminal.
point straight at the middle of my face and they pull me to the
And
side.
then they're like, yeah, it's a random search.
Yeah, they
It's
strip me
totally
naked
random.
in front of all the
Fuck
lines
you.
of people. No, they're like, yeah, and so like, and then like after they do the search and find nothing, like, oh, okay, sir, well, thanks for doing that. Go ahead. And I'm like, dude, fuck you, man. You thought I was a terrorist. Go fuck yourself. I'm an American.
They point directly at the center of your forehead, and then they make you strip naked and like tuck your wiener and balls between your legs.
Oh, just totally embarrassment.
And then when they don't find anything, they're like, "Oh, we're sorry, that was just a random search." Or whatever. You're supposed to like forget about it and get on your plane.
Yeah, dude, they put their index finger in the middle of my forehead and twist it and leave like a red mark there. They're pushing so hard, just like pointing at me, like,
I did see a picture recently of like an Arab guy, and he was like wearing like he's wearing like a turban, he had like a big beard and everything. He was taking a selfie, and like in a selfie, like this TSA agent was like walking right up to him, and like the captain was just like about to be randomly searched.
Dude, there was a time I was like driving home. I was a little drunk. I was like a block away from my like house. Like I was like home free. You know, I had no cares in the world, and I got pulled over. And I was like, oh fuck! Like I've had too much to drink tonight. I'm gonna get. This is the time I get busted. I'm getting a deed up tonight. The cop goes, you know why I pulled you over? I was like, no.
I'm drunk as fuck, dude.
Yeah, I was like, hey, I didn't want to say that. I was like, no idea why. He's like, all right. He's like, your music is too loud. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, okay, all right. I didn't know it was that loud. He goes through the whole thing. He's like, he's like, this is residential areas. You know, you got to keep it down. Like, you know, whatever. Get home safely. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, he didn't give me a ticket or nothing. And I look over and I still have an eighth of weed just sitting out on the passenger seat, just all sprawled out that you could like totally see.
Wow.
God, man.
No
like,
tickets, no tickets available.
Wow.
Did I ever tell my D-Dub story on Daddio
No,
Patio?
that's
No.
Yeah.
No, you didn't. Please,
Well, last week I talked about jerking off in public.
I was like, this happened last week.
Now I'm going to put another dent in my reputation forever. No.
Wait, what? You didn't talk about that last
We did procrastination was last week, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, Halloween was last week.
Oh, yeah, 2 weeks
That's
ago.
how
we
it is.
had it.
Wasn't it last week?
No, that,
Oh,
that
you're
was
right.
Halloween.
Okay,
Damn,
you're
dude.
right, you're
That's
right.
when he blew so many. Fuck the baby story. Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
the,
yeah.
the baby story.
I didn't tell
That's a
that on
crime against
Halloween.
humanity.
He did.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense.
All right, well, 2 weeks ago, so I was 19. I went to a party and got really drunk and tried to fight a bunch of people. And then after I was done with that party, I went to another party, just freaking got even drunker. And then I went to Scott Charbonneau's. He's been on the show.
and everybody was playing. What were we playing? Like we were playing some drinking game or some shit. And
it doesn't matter what it was. It was something with cards or something.
Something with cards, but dude, I was drinking like vodka and shit, man. Like I was going to the depths of hell as far as drunkenness. Like I can't even imagine drinking like that nowadays. Like, dude, like I was in a blur. I remember we went to the gas station to get food. I got like some Flamin' Hot Cheetos and a whole gallon of milk. And I ate all the Flamin' Hot Cheetos and took like one sip of the milk and then just threw it out the window at like a sign. and then I was like, we got back and I was just gone, man. I think I did a full fall down, like pass out, like I fell flat on my back.
Dude, like I was talking to you, you were standing up straight, and you just fell backwards on the tile floor like a board. Like you didn't even break your fall at all. Like,
dude,
like,
that sucks.
Like your eyes just like closed. You just fell backwards on the tile floor.
That is terrible.
You were gonna drive.
Yeah, and then, dude, I end up driving the same night. And when I'm in that state, God.
The thing is, like, you kept saying you were gonna drive home. We were like, "There's no way Lance's gonna drive home." So like, we got you to give us your keys, and we hid them somewhere. But I guess you like saw where we hid them, and
or you guys just were horrible hiders.
Yeah.
How do you?
Yeah, I don't know which it was because we were all drunk too.
You hit him like right in front of me. Dude, you know my reptilian eyes are going to find him.
You like hit him in his pocket.
They hit him in my ignition in my car. He'll never find him here.
I remember coming back out of like Scott's room or something, and I thought you were still passed out on the tile floor. And I looked around and you were gone. And then I looked where the keys were and they were gone. And I was like, fuck. So we called you. And then you're like, oh, it's fine. Everything's fine. I'm on Telegraph Road. And so we're like, oh, it's cool. He made it home, which seemed weird because it was like only 10 minutes later and you're in like Clayton, so there's no...
Dude, I don't know where the fuck I was, man. I was just going off road and...
Where were you really? Because I still don't even know.
Dude, I like drove through everywhere. But yeah, freaking...
Aren't you like out in Chesterfield or something?
I was in Clayton. And so I'm driving through like my craziness.
That's like Mecca.
Yeah.
Hold on, where's Scott's apartment at?
I don't even know. Where was Scott's apartment at?
I don't think it matters.
It was in Maryland Heights.
Maryland Heights.
So
I was trying to drive from Maryland Heights back to Oakville.
So what's the distance
blackout.
on that? Just for people who don't know.
Yeah. Is that like 30 minutes? 35 minutes?
You were trying to drive
it's like
south.
It's like 35 minutes to 40 minutes on the highway.
Yeah, and I wasn't taking the highway. I was taking all back roads and shit. And I didn't know where the fuck I was. I was just going everywhere. Like I feel like I hit cars. I feel like I hit like I feel like I hit like the back of like a parked car and just kept going.
No, didn't you tell me you said you went to a porn store with a bunch of strangers?
I did. That's another. This is before I got arrested. Obviously, I didn't go to that after I got arrested.
We'll let you off here.
You and the cops just stopped.
Yeah. Hey, let's stop here. No, I just I parked in some random outlet mall because I think I was going to try to pass out in my car, and freaking there was somebody just smoking in their car, and dude, I just walked up, opened the door, and just got in their car. And I was like, hey, let me have a hit of that. Like, dude, this is at like 4 a.m. And dude, they just like let me have a hit of it. Like, so I was smoking with them and stuff.
Like weed?
Yeah. And they were talking about some shit. I don't even remember, obviously. But then it turned out that like they all worked at this porn shop, and we all got out and like went inside and stuff. And like, and I was only in there for like a second. Like I walked in and like. They're like, yeah, this guy just walked in to our car like while we were parked out there and started smoking with us. Like I remember them like just talking about me like that, and I was just like, yeah, I'm out of here. And then I freaking got out and got back in my car, back on the road.
Did they know you were drunk?
Oh my god, they had to have, dude. My fucking eyes were probably so glassy, and my words probably made no sense.
Dude, now you're even drunk and high.
Yeah, now I'm drunk and high, and freaking. So I get back on the road. And I don't through a bunch of dark roads and turning and all this crazy shit. I see him in my fucking rear view mirror, the flashing red and blue, And dude, I hear all the stories my dad ever told me. He's like, Lance, don't you ever drink and drive. $10,000.
Don't ever do it.
You're going to die. Like, all this shit's going through my brain. I'm like, oh my God, my fucking life is over. And so I pull over to the side. And I used to drink like a shitload of like bottled water. So I had a whole bunch of like backwash bottled waters. Next to me, I just start pounding them all, drinking whatever's left in every bottle of water. Like, that's going to like help me. Cop gets out. I roll down my window, and I somehow find my insurance and my driver's license and all that shit. I give it to him, and he's like, after he gives me all that, and then he's like, yeah, you reek of alcohol. And then he like just walked away, and I'm like, ah, shit. And then he goes back to his car, comes back. All right, I need you to step out of the car for a little bit. We're going to do some tests. And I'm just going through my mind. I'm like, dude, I can walk that line. That line is nothing. First, he makes me say my ABCs. I swear to God, I fucked up everything. I was like,
ABCBG4.
I remember, like,
4 in there.
I feel like I had, like there was, like, that little bit of sober mind in me watching my stupid-ass drunk self just fuck up what I always thought were going to be easy tests. Like, I just fucked up the alphabet, like, and then he made me walk up front line, and...
You act like you don't know English.
Yeah. Dude.
Oh, I don't know no American alphabet. I'm sorry.
Dude, that would have just been more fucked.
Oh my God, if he just said the Spanish alphabet instead, and he was just like, I guess that's right.
That sounds about, that's
Like-
correct.
Dude, he made me walk the line, and I walked it like I was on ice skates, dude. Like, I took a step forward, and then my next step went way too far to the right, and I guess my hips buckled. Is that even possible? I fucking fell over walking the line. I fucking fell over walking the line, and then the cop knew I was drunk right then and there. No, he probably knew the second I rolled down my window. But so yeah, he gets me up. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna take you in. I'm like, what about my car? He's like, yeah, don't worry about it. We'll take care of it. So I get handcuffed to get put in the back of the car, searched, and then put in the back of the car. I remember talking to him about, like, why the hell aren't there seatbelts back here? What if you put on the brakes too hard and I slap my face on the front of the cage? Get back to the freaking station. And he puts me, like, in a cell and asks me all these questions and shit. Takes my mug shot, which I still kind of want to see a little bit. I want to see, like...
I tried to smile. They purposely weren't taking it when I...
Dude, I bet you could find that online. And if you do, you should put it on the Daddio Patio website.
God.
I've looked. I probably look fucking miserable, man. I, like, had way too many beers. But
I was in a
I
good
still
mood
want
when
to
I
see
got
it.
arrested. I was in a good mood for some reason.
I was not myself at all, dude. I was just totally drunk. What else? So we do all the shit, and I'm calling people. I called every person in my freaking phone book, and nobody either. They were like too tired. It was like 5:30 in the morning, and nobody would come, and freaking. I had to call my parents, and I was telling them how to get there. And dude, I mean, that's just like the worst thing ever. Like calling your parents, telling you have a DWI, and freaking, dude, like, I was like, yeah, man, I'm right next to Taco Bell and Telegraph, and the cop's right there. He's like, what? No, you're not. You're in Clayton. I'm like, what? I'm in Clayton? Like, after everything that we talked about, all the drive, like, I still didn't know I was in Clayton. I thought I was off Telegraph. I was like, I thought I got pulled over at that light at the bottom of Heinz and Baumgartner, like at the bottom of those hills. I thought that's where I got pulled over. But no, I was in Clayton. So,
Like,
the cop probably...
like 30 minutes away still from your house.
What porn store did you think you were at? There's no porn store by there. Like,
Dude, yeah, I don't know. I don't know
was
where
a
that
basement
porn
porn
store.
store.
Like, seriously, like porn stores are like those are like on like the highway, like when you're going to like the Ozarks. Like, where's there a porn store just like
There's one
around?
around.
yeah, and dude, like all those porn stores, they always sell like all the other sins wrapped in one. They're like, you like guns, you like porn, you like tobacco,
Yeah.
you like backpackers, like
Whoa.
all of it here. You have all of it.
Yeah, that same outlet.
I
Truck
can
stops.
porn and guns in the same store?
And liquor.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, they got it.
You got
Go
guns made out of
shopping.
it.
Like, that
That's
sounds
American
awesome.
dream.
Dude, they have like variety packs.
You
Like, where it's like a gun, a magazine to jerk off to, like some tobacco and like
Fireworks.
fucking firecracker and I don't know.
Lottery ticket.
Cougar Magnums.
Dude,
The gun, they have a gun, and they like have 2 boxes of bullets, and one's blanks and one's regular bullets, but they don't specify which one's which. And they're still mixed up even.
Yeah, they're just mixed in together.
Dude, the second time I got pulled over, like, pretty drunk, me and this girl I was dating at the time, we went down to some galas on Telegraph to meet Greg and Eric and
It's
everybody.
like a pizza bar.
Yeah, but they have, like, $4 pitchers, so you can get pretty drunk, but it's, like, deep in the county to drive all the way back to the city. And on the way back, she's like, I really want to suck your dick. And of course, I'm like, all right, yeah, let's do this. So she sucks my dick, and I run a red light. Drunk as fuck and get pulled over, and I'm like, oh, shit.
So did you get in trouble with a boner?
Yeah. I had to talk to the cop with a boner. It was like, I got all the way, like, past, like where, like, Telegraph and 270 meet right in front of that Walmart. And that's when he pulled me over because I ran that red light. So I've got this boner, talk to the cop, pretty drunk. And he goes out, she's freaking out, and he's asking for all my ID. He's like, have you had anything to drink tonight? I'm like, yeah, I've had a couple beers. Like, we were just down, like, catching up with some old friends. We're heading back to the city. So this dude, the guy that pulled me over was a complete dick. But the dude that was in the car with him, nicest dude ever. He's like, all right, hey, we're going to have you do some tests, you know. He did the whole spiel. Well, he's like, can you walk a straight line? Which I fucking could not. But I had one ace in the hole, and I was waiting to use it until I, like, started to stumble. So I'm walking the straight line, and I start to stumble. And he's like, we're going to have you stop. I'm like, hey, before you guys go any further on, I'm sorry. I've got 3 cracked ribs and a bruised spleen. And I'm like, I'm going to raise my shirt up, and they're all wrapped up. And then, like, the kid that looked at me, because he was, like, a younger cop, like, his eyes, like, twinkled a little bit. And he looks back at the other guy.
Like he knew?
He knew, like, that was, like, my ace in the hole. And, like, he twinkled, and he looks back at the 2 other cops, and they're pissed off. They're like, fuck, like, we can't do anything. So they let me, like, they didn't make me blow or anything. They gave me a red light ticket, and I fucking laughed all the way home. I was like, oh my God, I was...
Suck that dick, baby, we're going home!
We're going back to it! With a boner.
Kept the boner the whole time.
Kept the boner the whole time.
You said that like you stumbling, like, hey, I have 3 cracked ribs and a bruised spleen. Also, I have a boner.
Go ahead, pat me down.
So did you get your dick sucked on the way home while you're laughing after you got away with the crime?
No, she was so pissed off. She was freaking out. And then, like...
Dude, fuck that.
No. Here's the worst thing. Here's the worst thing. By the time we got to Loughborough, like, once you hit Loughborough, that's, like, straight shot home. Like, anywhere in the city, it's like, oh, fuck, from the county, it's like, you're golden. You know, you're on cloud 9. So I start packing a little, like, a little bowl. And I'm just laughing. I'm just like... Fuck yes, that was so close. And she got pissed off. Started screaming, and threw the piece out the window.
Jeez.
Dude,
Like a real winner.
she's got to know that lightning doesn't strike twice, man. You got to smoke weed and get your dick sucked after you get away with crime.
And
That's all
listen
there
to
is.
rap music. Like, that's exactly what you have to do. And
Yeah.
I was in the right there.
Rap music, smoking weed while you're driving and getting your dick sucked is like the whole reason to even exist. Like,
All right, well, it's about that time. We went ultimate final topic list.
Do the ultimate final topic here.
Quick. Should we do, like, a quick list? Like, just
Like
one word.
like a yes or no question.
Yeah.
What,
If there were no laws, what crime would you commit?
That's
Yes.
Oh,
good.
shit.
Very good.
Just
Wait,
one.
This isn't a yes or no
No,
question.
no laws for one day. What
Dude,
crime?
it's easy. I'd fucking kill anybody that annoyed me immediately. Anybody. I don't care if it's for, like, the most, like, simple... If they just, like, I don't know, just something irks me. They do. I'll just kill them immediately and just leave them.
Animal poaching. I'd kill something endangered. I would extinct something if I could. Just to be that person. Go ahead.
Damn. I'd say vandalism. Vandalism.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
one.
Just break
All right, Andy, you got
Everywhere.
one?
I smoke weed and listen to rap music and get my dick sucked in my car, but I do that shit anyway, so it really doesn't matter.
I would rob a bank, clearly.
Oh my god.
But see, that takes away, if it's legal to do that, it takes away, like, the thrill.
No, I'd do rob a bank, I guess. I
Nah,
changed my mind.
dude, I'd be set.
Okay.
Oh, okay, the money.
But the
thing.
next
ready?
day, like, you don't have to pay back all the money or anything.
Are you ready?
That's true.
Yep,
That's true.
here we are.
Anyway,
All right, guys, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Y'all
Hey,
do
wait,
it.
wait, guys.
Dude, I breathed in so hard, and nothing came out.
That didn't
Go ahead, Andy.
Guys, I'm sorry that I was late. I honestly got fucked by the train.
That's fine. You're
And,
going to make this episode late. It's going to go over.
And,
Fuck that.
Yeah,
If there's anything I can do to make up for it, I'll do it. And there's no worse crime than being late to Daddio Patio. So
Hey, you're sentenced.
Oh.
You're sentenced to edit this episode. That's it.
Well, that's
Court adjourned.
every episode.
All right, you ready?
Daddy-o!